thank you everyone for being with us today. So in this session, I will share more about workloads on top of QCT solutions. So first of all, let's click into a little bit more on event theme this year, powering your diverse workloads. So what exactly powering means to us. So in this session, I will show you what exactly powering means and also what is so critical. So let's recall a bit from what we talked today already in earlier sessions. So we have 3S and 1R, which is storage, server and switches, and rack solutions. So you've been hearing about several speakers today that talking about all these 3S and 1R. And you do have QCT's commitment on we will keep evolving on these hardware platforms and also provide generation by generation all under one roof. And secondly, as you may recall or you may know, in the past few Q.synergies, we've been talking about working with several SDDC partners like VMware, like Microsoft, and like OpenStack vendors. And so this is how we're powering the workload solutions with combination of hardware and softwares. Okay. And now, this year, we have taken it to the next level. So we included our workloads inside. So especially these days, we're facing the era of 5G and AI. So considering the usage of the workload when we design in our infrastructure, it's actually truly critical. And we hopefully that could save our time and efforts with our optimized infrastructure that with workload considering inside. So we talk about identify the workloads and customers' input. So QCT is able to optimize for you and then provide a so-called the best fit configurations. So what exactly is the secret sauce inside that we could make this happen? So you can see in the middle of this, so as QCT as a system design and manufacturer, so by working with industry's leading infrastructure software and workload provider, we understand how to fine-tune and all the settings between hardware, software, and all the BIOS settings so that it could present the best performance on the identified workloads that previously customers input and being identified. So plus, because we also understand the latest market trend and catch up closely with all these leading technology partners and components vendors, so we are capable to provide with you the best configurations as well as save your efforts when building your solutions. So here are actually some of the examples about the solution building blocks we've been having compute, storage, and management building blocks. So you can see on the right-hand side, we call it QX Stack. It's actually our product lines for private cloud. So we have VMware product lines. We have whole complete portfolio for like vSAN ready nodes, and also the SDDC turnkey solutions on VMware Cloud Foundation. And we also work with work with Microsoft on their Azure Stack HCI, as well as the Windows Server solutions that we updated to 2019, the latest version, and also the open source, the Red Hat OpenStack as well. So speaking of our storage, software-defined storage related product lines, we have Save, we have clusters, and what's special inside is we also develop our own deployment tools to facilitate the overall deployments of these software-defined storage solutions. And on the other part, it's also the VDI. We're based on different workloads to optimize different user scenarios. For example, we do have office applications, we do have high compute, and also 3D that is embedded with NVIDIA's GPU-related cards and technologies. So this is actually giving an overview on how we deliver the secret sauce on optimizing and powering the workloads. It becomes a building blocks for your solutions. So even more, QCT participate in Intel selection program to accelerate the overall deployments. So the major benefits here are, first of all, simplify the modernization. So it developed and delivered jointly by QCT and Intel to provide our customer and partners the easiest way to choose your data center infrastructure you could choose this with confidence, which is predefined and purpose-built for key workloads. And secondly, we use the well-known third-party industry benchmark tool to simulate the real workloads. So actually, these solutions can be delivered on a platform that exactly achieves the optimal mix of performance, agility, security, and eventually to strengthen the overall reliability. So last but not least, it also ensures your performance. So QCT and Intel jointly ensure our offerings is blended seamlessly to deliver the reliable and workload-optimized solutions for you. So you actually could find these 6 Intel Select solutions is being demonstrated in the kiosks outside. So I would strongly encourage you to visit the kiosk and talk to our folks, talk to the staff to learn more on QCT Intel solutions. So next, we've been sharing a lot about our solution-ready building blocks today. So how about with the real workload on top of the solution building blocks? So today, I'm thrilled to introduce to you is the concept of QCT POD. So QCT POD actually stands for QCT Platform on Demand. It provides you the on-premisely rack level with the best practice of software integration for specific workloads. So with this common building blocks inside, so we could actually achieve flexibility and also the scalability. So this is actually a pre-validated and pre-configured solutions based on different verticals. So it's actually to help you to reach the fast deployments with integration of flexibility. So here are the key workloads, key concept of these QCT pod concept. First of all, it's solution-driven, it's workload design-driven, and it's with integration flexibility, and it provides easy to deployment, and also we provide as a reference architecture approach. So here is actually an example how and what exactly vertical we've landed on top of the QCT pod. So here is the example of medical workloads on top of the QCT pod. So we call it QPM, QCT pod for medical. So it meets the demand like generation of sequencing, and also molecular dynamics, and also deep learning. So QCT ensures the quality and serviceability of this infrastructure, which could actually accelerate your time to value for like users like medical researchers. So you can see at the left-hand side, it's composed of infrastructure platforms, and on top of that with HPC-related network file systems, and we have also software stack on top of that, including like workload management, operation systems, and last but not least, the workload is like molecular dynamics, NGS, or deep learning on top of that. So it's become a packaging for you and reference architecture design for you to reference and to accelerate the overall deployments when you're considering your workloads for medical. So this is actually super excited that we're already attracting lots of interest from medical centers and hospitals in Taiwan. So this is giving an overview for you as a reference for QCT pod for medical premium version of configurations. So you can see all these different components, building blocks that form up our so-called QPM. So each function that we have corresponding QCT building blocks to fulfill. So you can see here is our network solutions, our storage solutions with different form factors, and also our utility master nodes, which including our general purpose of software, general purpose of server, multi-node server, and also the compute nodes. We also have GPU servers inside. So this gives you a look and feel on how we compose the so-called QPM. So we've been spending a lot of time on talking about solution building blocks. So I'll jump into a little bit more on the flexibility on the business model and the so-called service offerings that we've been cooking these days from QCT solution teams. So one of the great examples that we're having these days, and already starting having some few successful case. We call it at certification as services. So we call it as CAAS. So QCT actually provides these services to bring your own requirement configurations, workloads that you want to get certified. For example, like vSAN, like Microsoft Windows servers. So the concept here is besides of the shelf products that we're offering to our customer already. So you're able to certify based on your required configuration and your required exact requirements that you're looking for on top of hardware. So let's take a look at all the benefits that we're having and we could provide to the customer and partners if all the efforts that are done by QCT. So first of all, you may not have knowledge base to doing all the testing, and besides, the test will strongly requires a qualified engineer, so which actually takes more like in 1 year to get trained, and so that QCT will take care of that. So secondly, and we'll also have the testing tool and the partnership resources that we have with all these ISV partners to get our certified result reviewed and passed as soon as possible. So, and finally, investing in these certifications is super time consuming. So you can see, based on our experiences, that one SKU, you could up to 340 hours to get it done, to get it passed. And so it may fail to focus on your original core business that you may spend efforts and focusing on. So this is kind of a model actually provide the flexibility to you that you could have your own requirement and your own configurations, and we could help you to certify it. And by working with lots of commodity vendors, industry-leading partners, so we could give you even more advance on the commodity and hardware configuration selections. So this is actually bringing you another level of flexibility and choices when working with QCT. So aside from all these certification as services that we mentioned about, so QCT actually supports the overall end-to-end solution building blocks and process by offering different value-added services in each stage. So let's take a look on the first stage. So from solution evaluation stage, you actually provide lots of solution brief, reference architecture, and this year we're bringing in the workload considering insight. So I've published lots of reference architectures white paper already on our website. So you can feel free to visit our website, www.qct.io, and to find out more on what exactly we have done. So for example, we've done like SQL, MySQL, like Hadoop, like Pivotal Container Services. So you can name a few that already have done. So the next part is architecture design. So we actually provide the slicing services and also the solution certification services I mentioned in earlier page. So the next part is the solution enablement. So we actually also provide educational services and also POC as services. And speaking of the solution development, this is critical because QCT owns our factory, so we could actually deliver for you from all the system level to rack integration level, that which is considering of rack and stack, cabling, routing, and even more we could extend to so-called software and workload preloaded on top of our solution building blocks before it delivered to you. So another part that I would like to emphasize here, it's also the auto deployment tool that we're having. So auto deployment tool we're having and develop on our own is for like OpenStack related solutions that it could actually facilitate the overall deployment and deploy it for you with ease. And last but not least, the overall support services, we call it day 2 operation. So we also provide the lifecycle management services, which actually ensure the overall compatibility between the updated software and hardware, and also BIOS and firmware versions. So this different services capability actually shows our readiness on top of our solution building blocks that you're seeing these days, and also show that our progress that we've been working and spending lots of time and efforts in the past few years for cooking those. So it actually provide additional value add on top of our existing offering for hardware platform and our solution building blocks. So once again, thank you for all of you for joining us today, and we'll strongly encourage you to visit our kiosk outside to learn more on QCT solutions and building blocks, as well as our working with Intel Select Solutions. And also, we strongly encourage you, our partner and customers, to start all of our conversation with our QCT team on how these workloads could help you, and also how QCT solutions could help you to accelerate your business and also provide the flexibility on your business models. So hope you enjoy the event and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.